So a very important aspect, I try not to reuse screws. You may be able to clean them, but this glue will be on them, making things difficult. Yeah, you could clean these screws with brake cleaner, isopropyl alcohol, any kind of rust cleaner will work, and yeah, you could just reuse them. There is a trick that I use in case I don't have any brand new screws to remove this glue completely, and I'll show you in a minute. And also you want to make sure that your screws, your screw holes are clean. See, the inside of this must be super clean. If you don't have any kind of tool to put inside there, what I do is apply brake cleaner, which is a super nice product that dissolves everything in there, and you leave it on for 10 seconds, and then you just kind of just blow it out. Actually, you could even go in as put a screw through that to clean the thread, and then pull out to pull out the liquid, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. So what you could do is get one of those tap and die sets and look for an M5. Put it in a vise. Make sure it doesn't move. And you get some of your dirty screws. Just drive them through. And now you can apply some brake cleaner on them, and they will dissolve all of that excess. Yeah, I think this bit is bent, is finished. A couple more. So you got nice clean screws that you can reuse forever. That is, of course, if the head is not used up, which in the case of this one it kind of looks like. I'll show you a difference between this and a new one. So that's a new screw. That's a used one. Yeah, so get yourself new screws, and you'll have to, you know, you'll be sure that every time you change a spare, you won't break the screw or get it stuck in the thread. So in order to take care of the threads, I might use a bit for this. What you do is you set it at the lowest point and you spray. One is usually enough for one spray. Okay, and you leave it on for a few seconds. By the way, this is e-scooter brake cleaner from True Tension. It's super cleaning agent. It dissolves everything on contact. So use a well-ventilated environment and gloves. And what I do is drive a screw through it. So yeah, use this on the lowest setting to make sure you're not forcing anything. And you're just sort of simulating your... See, sometimes it gets blocked. We take it in and out a few times, and we may spray again. It's good if you have an air compressor and an attachment that allows you to blow air inside the hole. You can really blast out everything that's in there, and the thread is nice and clean. Oh, the screw fell out. Yeah, done with that now. Okay, so if you've done all 6 holes, it's recommended to put the brake cleaner in again and blow it out by any means you have. I'll show you a quick trick to use a syringe to blow that air, that debris out. So you do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what you use. So as far as you can go in the hole, that you can blow out everything that's in there. Good. So now you've done, the best effort you could to clean the thread and clean the screws, and of course go around this with some snow foam or something that will really clean this, and make sure that the rims as well are super clean. So the rims, you want to make sure there's no glue on this, because this side will go against, or here, there's no residue, and you go with a wire brush and clean perfectly inside here, make sure it's perfectly level. And as much as you can, make it really straight, and just make sure this sits super flat against the motor, and that these are super flat and not bent or warped, and the tube won't slip in between them and become pinched in any way. When you put the tube in, only inflate the tube after these are super tight. Once the wheel is tight, that's when you inflate at the end. After you've fitted everything, I would recommend, because if the wheel is not inflated, then you have easy access to those screws. So only inflate the wheel at the very end. That's the last step. Yeah. Yeah, and you continue normally with this then, and install the tire normally. The orientation is going to be like that. This goes against the motor. It's sort of lined up. Make sure the tube goes inside well. And then pop that on. They're aligned, there's no pinching. Yep. So we're going to use 6 new screws, and that's how we applied this Loctite. use this method. Not a lot. And remember, this is the only part that goes into the, into the motor casing. This sits on the rim. So never go too much on this side, but more on this side. If you apply on this side, it will just accumulate here at the head and just sit on the outside of it. But this is all you have to do. Super small amounts. Remember, this is really, really strong adhesive. Oh, this one's got loads. Okay. So we'll go on and try to put them in now. Okay, let's go for it. Put the setting on its lowest, just to drive the screws in. We're not tightening at this moment, we're just doing it uniformly. So this only goes so smooth because we're using new screws. We've applied Loctite, which acts as a lubricant actually when the screw is going in, and then it just hardens in place and seals the thread. And third, we've used new screws. So clean threads, Loctite as a lubricant to drive the screw in and to permanently fix it, semi-permanently fix it here against vibration, against coming loose. And thirdly, use new screws. Clean threads, Loctite, new screws. Always a great result. And you can come back to this tire and to this wheel and apply the same treatment over and over and over again, and you will never damage it. And always use moderate force, and because the Loctite will do all the hard work of keeping the screw in there. So all you have to do is make sure you've driven the screw all the way in. You don't have to tighten it like crazy. I'm pretty sure this is not what they do at the factory as well. Actually, exactly what they do at the factory as well. They're not tightening crazy tight. They just let the glue do the job, and they just, drive the screw at a preset and just make sure it's uniform and that it went all the way in. So that's some of the stuff and the things I find while changing hundreds of tires and tubes on all Dualtron models. So that's it. In case you can't reach this valve with an inflator, I use these extensions. They're 3 pounds, 5 pounds a piece. And you just screw this in. And as you inflate, when you pull the inflator, the air doesn't come out. This ball keeps the air in, and then you're able to deflate it. Some extensions, once you pull the thing out, the air comes out, which counts as the purpose of using an extension, because you can't use it, you can't inflate. Yeah. Hi. Let's pick up my. Oh, is that how much it's for?